There were rumors going on as to whether UK government is going to stop recruiting the healthcare assistant from overseas or not. I did a video in which I discussed what the UK government has stated on their website on gov.uk regarding this matter. And it's clear that they are not going to stop recruiting from overseas. So if you really still have that desire to work in the UK as a healthcare worker, either as a nursing assistant, domiciliary care worker, this is opportunity for you to up your game and not be discouraged at all. For you to apply for any job in the UK, obviously you can't do away with your CV, you can't do away with the cover letter. These are all very important documents that you need. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can draft a perfect cover letter that is 100% guaranteed to get you a job in the UK as a healthcare assistant. So if you're in the process of applying for healthcare assistant jobs in the UK and you are not really sure as to how to draft your cover letter, please stay tuned, because in this video I'm going to explain in details what a cover letter is, why UK employers demand you submit a cover letter as part of your application, tips in drafting a perfect cover letter, and please continue to watch to the end because I'm going to give you a perfect sample that I have drafted that you can use as a guide to draft your own cover. I'm pretty sure someone might be wondering what at all is a cover letter, because CV is a common document that most employers do require. So let me just explain briefly what a cover letter is. A cover letter is a single page document that you submit together with your CV when applying for a job. It highlights the applicant's skills, experience, and relevant achievement that make them the right fit for the job they're applying for. In the cover letter, you have to explain to the employer why you think they should hire you. So this is what you have to spell out: all your qualifications, the skills that you've acquired over the years. If you've got any skills that the job advert mentioned, you have to put it all in the cover letter so that it will draw the attention of the employer to your application, because thousands of people will be applying for the same job you are also applying for. So this is where you have to actually sell yourself out so well to the extent that be shortlisted and interviewed. The reasons why UK employers always demand a cover letter is it explains further the skills and the attributes that you've acquired over the years, in addition to what you've stated in your CV. Now let's go on to the tips that you need to bear in mind when you are writing your cover letter. You must pay particular attention to details and not make any grammatical errors, because if all your spellings are wrong, the employer might think you're not someone who pay particular attention to details. So you have to make sure you read through everything to correct all your spelling mistakes. Make sure you do not use one cover letter to apply for thousands of jobs. For every job that you see on the internet, they are always looking for something different. So if you use one particular cover letter, apply for one job, it's possible that the keywords or the roles and responsibilities might be different from the other job. So if you use that same cover letter, the details or the keywords may not match with the other job. Make sure you read through the job adverts, read through the roles and responsibilities, and make sure that the keywords or the qualities they are looking for, you've stated them in your cover letter as qualities that you possess if you really do have them. So if, for instance, they've mentioned that they need somebody as a healthcare assistant to join their team in helping residents with personal care, washing and dressing, and you know you have all of these qualities, you should make sure it is stated in your cover letter that you've worked in this role before and therefore you have what it takes. You know how to look after residents. You will be able to help them with their activities of daily living like personal care, helping them with their washing, dressing, mobilizing. So you see, you've matched the keywords in the job advert to your cover letter. So definitely the application tracker will select you or shortlist you for the interview. So you don't just draft anything or just put in words together without paying particular attention to the job advert and the roles and responsibilities. Also try and include the strengths that you've got and also what you will bring on board as you join them. So if there's anything that you know, if there's something that you've learned recently, you can put it in the cover letter that you've recently acquired this knowledge, and when you join them, you are more than happy to pass the knowledge on to them so that you all achieve the goals of the organization. So try and keep your cover letter short, simple, and make it look professional. Always make sure you put in your contact details like your name, your email address, and your telephone number, because if they go through your application and they want to shortlist you, definitely they will invite you for interview, and it would normally be through email or even through a telephone call. Please, the email address should look very professional and simple, so you can use maybe your first name and your surname at gmail.com, something simple and professional. So now we know what a cover letter is. We've explained why UK employers always demand a cover letter in addition to the CV. We've also talked about the tips that you need to bear in mind as you draft your cover letter. Now let's look at the overview of a cover letter that I've drafted, and you can use this as a guide. The cover letter should normally be a simple one-page document. It shouldn't be like 3-4 pages, because employers receive thousands of applications and they may not have the time to go through a cover letter if it's too long. So try and keep it short and simple. So I'm going to read through what I've drafted. Please take particular notice how it's structured and see how you can actually use it as a guide in drafting your own cover letter. Before we go on to the cover letter that I've drafted, if you find the cover letter I've drafted useful and you think there are portions of it you can copy and amend it with yours, please feel free to do that. That is the purpose of this video, to share the knowledge that I have with you, so don't worry about that. And also, please, if you've not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel. And also, if you are wondering what sort of questions that employers normally ask for during an interview for healthcare assistant jobs or senior carer jobs or domiciliary care jobs, I've done a video and it's got the questions plus the answers. So if you've not yet had the chance to watch that video, I'll leave the link in the video description. If you are preparing for an interview and you are not really sure the kind of questions to expect, that video will be very, very helpful. I've also done a video on how to draft a perfect CV for healthcare assistant jobs. I'll leave the link as well, so that if you are yet to draft your CV, you can have a look at it and see how best you can draft your CV if you are not really sure of how to go about it. So this is the sample I've drafted. I'm going to go through with you so that at least you can see the sections of a cover letter and how you can also draft yours perfectly. So just like any letter you are addressing to someone, it should at least have your name, your address, and also the date. And you start with a salutation, dear sir or madam. The title should be application for a healthcare assistant job, and please include the reference number, because employers normally advertise for a lot of jobs. So if you include a reference number, it will let them know exactly which job you're applying for or you're talking about. The first paragraph should be something very, very strong that will actually draw the attention. So I did start with saying, with 7 years of experience providing comprehensive patient care. So the moment an employer sees you've got at least 7 years, that alone is enough to draw the attention to even read further. I'll go through the various paragraphs and then we will read through everything from start to finish. And I also made mention of the fact that you need to look at the keywords or the requirements or the roles and responsibilities in the job advert and then match it with your experience and make sure you put them in the cover letter. For instance, if you're applying for a healthcare assistant job and they make mention of the fact that you need to be somebody who can help the residents or their clients in washing, dressing, grooming, personal care, just look at how I've drafted this. So my current role involves providing basic day-to-day support to patients throughout the activities of daily living, including feeding, grooming, personal care, and ambulating. So if these are part of the roles and responsibilities stated in the job advert, at least you've made mention of it in your cover letter, so the employers will know that you've got what it takes. Apart from that, you can also make mention of any qualifications or trainings you've also got out. So I've also written something that in addition to my enormous experience, I've taken the responsibility of my personal professional development by taking on the courses. Then you mention a few of the courses that you have taken to let them know that you don't only have the experience, but you are definitely qualified and you've upgraded yourself. Finally, you can also make mention of the fact that you have attached your CV so that at least they will know that this is just like something to back up the CV that you have submitted. So you also have to end by leaving your contact number and your email address, because if you are shortlisted, they will definitely have to contact you either through a telephone number or through an email address. So I'm going to start from top. So it start with your name, address, the date, and then dear sir or madam, application for healthcare assistant job with the reference number stated there. With 7 years of experience providing comprehensive patient care and support in various healthcare settings, I'm applying for the role of a healthcare assistant with Claremont Care. So let's assume that Claremont Care is the name of the company you're applying to. I'm applying for this role because I strongly believe that I have the required skills and experience to carry out my duties to the highest standards if granted the opportunity. My current role involves providing basic day-to-day support to patients throughout the activities of daily living, including feeding, grooming, personal care, and ambulating. So in this section, you've given them back their own words, exactly what is stated in the job roles and responsibilities. You're giving it back to them. Being someone who is observant, paying close attention to details, I'm competent in monitoring and reporting patients' progress to senior members of the team. and liaison with the multidisciplinary team to ensure positive patient outcome. In addition to my enormous experience, I have taken the responsibility of my own personal professional development by taking on relevant courses such as basic life support, dementia training, infection prevention and control protocols, health and safety, and anaphylaxis training, just to mention a few. Having been in my current role for 7 years, I've had the opportunity to take up supervisory roles, which has developed my critical thinking, problem solving, leadership skills, communication, and interpersonal relation skills. I'm flexible, hardworking, and adaptable to various situations and working conditions. Having worked in a similar environment, I'll bring these skills and experience on board as I join the team in Claremont Care to ensure smooth running of activities and achieve positive patient outcomes. Kindly find attached my CV or resume for additional details regarding my skills and achievements. I'm available for interview at a short notice, and I look forward to discussing this opportunity and my qualifications in further detail. Thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully, your name, your telephone number, and email address. This is a very, very powerful cover letter that no employer would actually overlook, So I hope this will be very, very useful for you as you try to draft your cover letter for either a domiciliary, senior care, or healthcare assistant job. So take whatever it is that you can from what I've drafted and use it as a guide to draft your own cover letter. I just hope you found this video very, very helpful, and it's going to be a relief. If you were not really sure of how to draft your cover letter for your healthcare assistant or domiciliary or senior carer jobs. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and also please pass this video on to others. Thank you so much for always stopping by. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll definitely see you in another video. Bye-bye.